Number 10. Skull Smuggler. Back in 2006, a woman traveling from Haiti to Miami tried to bring a dirty human skull, complete with teeth, hair, and skin, through airport customs. She was busted, as you're not allowed to bring human remains without a death certificate, and a reason, like it's for educational purposes. The head is thought to be from an African-American man who had died within the year. When questioned, the woman told customs officials that she had purchased the skull from a man in Haiti and planned to use the skull to practice voodoo. Number 9. Fish Smuggler. Customs officials stopped a woman as she arrived in Melbourne on a flight from Singapore and found 51 live tropical fish allegedly hidden in a specially designed apron under her skirt. During the search, customs officers became suspicious after hearing flipping noises coming from the vicinity of her waist. An examination revealed 15 plastic water-filled bags holding fish allegedly concealed inside a purpose-built apron. The fish were later identified as tropical catfish, with one fish, the Asian arowana, being a convention on international trade in endangered species listed fish. All of the fish are prohibited imports. The value of the fish was estimated at $30,000. Number 8. Crocodile Smuggler. A South African man was caught trying to smuggle 70 live animals, including crocodiles, through airport customs in his luggage. The 28-year-old man was arrested after apparently stashing several of the valued reptiles in his bags, along with dozens of snakes, a turtle, spiders, scorpions, and frogs. Customs officials were shocked to discover the haul of wild creatures hidden inside plastic tubs as the man passed through OR Tambo International Airport near Johannesburg after arriving from Bangkok in Thailand. The collection of animals included at least 3 different endangered species and 8-inch-long caiman crocodiles, small insect-eating cousins of the famous Nile crocodile. Number 7. Snakes in a bra. A woman in Stockholm, Sweden tried to smuggle 75 live snakes in her bra. How 75 snakes could fit in one person's bra, we'll never know. She also had 6 lizards under her skirt, apparently with the dreams of starting a reptile farm. Customs officers became suspicious when they noticed the woman repeatedly scratching her chest and thought that there was something weird going on with her bosom. That weird thing was apparently dozens of snakes squirming around. The 42-year-old woman was arrested and charged with smuggling. Number 6. 51 live turtles under sweatpants. In 2014, Kaishu was stopped by Canadian Border Patrol agents as he tried to enter the Windsor-Ontario crossing. He tried to smuggle 51 turtles in his sweatpants. The North American pound turtles, which shoe taped to his legs and groin, could have been worth $1,000 each. The police found the turtles quickly, and the man was charged with smuggling, illegal trading, and exporting. If convicted, he faces up to 10 years in federal prison. The turtles were taken in by Fish and Wildlife agents, and the sweatpants were probably burned. Number 5. The Lady in the Dashboard. Of course, smuggling human beings across borders is a whole different ballgame. After all, it's not like you can just stuff a whole person in a glove box. A few years ago, customs officials at the US-Mexico border stopped a car and requested to see the registration. Suddenly, a hand came out of the glove compartment, producing the requested document, which the driver showed the inspector. Since the driver did not appear to be a member of the Addams family, the inspector became suspicious, thus leading to a full search. A few minutes later, officials disassembled a dashboard and found a fully grown 135-pound woman jammed there and immediately arrested her. Number 4. Marijuana Cannon. Drug smugglers, fed up with getting busted while crossing the border, decided they wouldn't risk physically crossing the thing anymore. So they fitted an old pickup truck with a cannon made of an old plastic pipe, crude metal tank, and the compressed air from an old engine to the back of a nondescript pickup, turning the vehicle into a ganja gun on wheels. While you can't fault the logic of firing drugs over a tall fence, there's just a few tiny problems with the herbal howitzer. For one thing, it's not exactly easy to judge where your drugs will land, especially at night. And it's surprisingly easy for the authorities to spot a 6-foot tube sticking out of the back of a 4x4, with or without night vision goggles. No one will believe you were hoping to start a vehicle paintball club. Amazingly, contraptions similar in nature have been confiscated on numerous occasions, so this isn't the first and certainly not the last vehicle of its kind, which makes us fear for the survival of the human race, or at least the drug trade. Number 3. Jeep stuck on fence. Who needs a cannon when you can drive the drugs with you over those mighty great fences separating Mexico from the United States? Two suspects keen to sneak some marijuana over the border and make a quick buck decided to drive up two metal ramps in their Jeep Cherokee. Rather than drive on down the ramp and head on its merry way, the drug-laden 4x4 became lodged at the top of the 14-foot or 4.3-meter fence. Unable to dislodge a 2-ton vehicle, the smugglers took their drugs and did a runner. The year before, a similar smuggling technique was attempted and remarkably it worked, although the suspects were later caught. At least that was less embarrassing though. Number 2. The Bumbling Smuggler. If you're going to smuggle drugs, it might be a good idea not to follow in Sylvia Mashia's footsteps. She was queuing up at a customs checkpoint on the Mexican border with an alleged 27 pounds of methamphetamines hidden in her car. After being found clean, Sylvia was released to head on her merry way, but she made a wrong turn into a queue reserved for suspect vehicles to be examined. Her car had not been ordered into that area, but thanks to her mistake, she let investigators find the 17 packages of meth hidden in the rear quarter panel of her Ford Focus. Mashia was arrested on felony drug importation charges, and if convicted, she faces a minimum 5-year sentence. Number 1. iPhone Smuggler. This man from China has just taken the crown for the dumbest smuggler ever. He seemingly couldn't wait for an official Apple wearable and tried to smuggle an amazing 94 iPhones from Hong Kong, where they are cheaper, into mainland China by wearing them inside his clothes. A man had been stopped at Fujian Port in China with 94 iPhones attached to his body with cling film and sticky tape, a technique referred to in coverage as iPhone armor. He was spotted because of his weird walking posture, joint stiffness, and muscle tension. One phone in a pocket can be uncomfortable, so one can only imagine how awkward it is to carry 94. All of Apple's iPhones are made in China under contract before being shipped to countries around the world, but actually buying one in the country can be difficult. It appears that the majority of these handsets are second-hand iPhone 5S models, but they are also some iPhone 6 and 6 Plus models. The penalties for smuggling under Hong Kong law can be as high as $250,000 and 7 years in prison. The 94 phones strapped to his body were worth nearly $50,000, making this saran-wrapped iPhone suit one of the most expensive suits in the world. Hope you liked this video. For more interesting top 10 videos, hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out our previous videos.